The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Aaron Glenn spoke earlier, provided a few updates on some key players for the Jets that suffered injuries last night. Plus, we got to sound the alarms. Robby Sabo is going to join us. The Jets have a world of problems, 0-4. Let's talk about all that and more. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, here on a Tuesday. Welcome in, everybody. Big thank you to everyone who watched our post-game show last night. We were live for over 3 hours, have almost 20,000 views across YouTube and podcast downloads. And a big thank you to everyone who tuned into our first show on the day. Joe Beningo was on. He was fired up. So big thank you to everyone who continues to watch the show, despite the fact the team that we watched last night remains an absolute joke. And because the Yankees are starting their playoff run tonight, I wanted to point this out. If they lose, blame the Jets, who went out of their way to wish the Yankees good luck. We don't want your luck, Jets. In fact, say nothing. All right? The Yankees go to the playoffs every year, unlike the Jets, who have not been to the playoffs since I was a sophomore in high school 15 years ago. Joke. On that note, let's say hello to a guy who's always level-headed and will maybe be able to talk me off the ledge, or maybe not. Robby Sabo, co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. Hello, Robby.
What's up, Jake? Level-headed? Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. But I'm quite aggravated as well because there's just a lot to talk about. And why I'm aggravated is because I just keep repeating myself year after year after year, and it just doesn't end.
What specifically last night, Robby, was the thing that upset you the most?
Well, obviously the boneheaded mistakes, and you know, if you're looking at it from a coach's perspective, I think the overwhelming factor here was that they were tight. They were pressing. Each guy was waiting for a bad thing to happen. And, you know, they're already short on on-field leadership with Fields. You know, even Orlovsky said it on the broadcast with the center, Myers trying to call out the mic. Who's the mic? Happened on a couple of occasions. Defensively, no more Mosley. You know, Sherwood's the mic. He's the captain. Cisco is the captain on the back end. If your leadership is short on field, which it is for this team, and it feels eerily similar to Zach Wilson, Saleh, even though Glenn and Saleh are very different, and the way these teams, this team is playing out is very different. A lot of positive things. Engstrand, Hayden, the O-line. I could not be more optimistic on them. I know the results aren't there to match that optimism in terms of where I am at optimistically, but it deals with other things. The quarterback, the lack of weapons on the outside, coaching-wise is solid, but they were tense. They're tight. And when you hear these guys in the post-game presser, it's the same thing. Glenn keeps preaching it. He keeps preaching it. He keeps telling us. You know, coaching psychological. And if you keep preaching it too much, it's going to have the reverse effect. And guys are going to think about it. And they're going to play tight, and they're just going to wait for the worst thing to happen. Glenn, whatever he does, whatever his strategy is, he has to understand today, yesterday even, he can't do that. He's got to do something different to fix those problems, the turnovers, the mistakes, because that stuff happens when you're pressing. And that's the major thing I saw last night.
It just never seems to end. We've seen that exact game so many times where the Jets just beat themselves and blow a chance to win a game. And we've seen that a couple times already. Some injury updates here before we talk more about the game last night and even what Aaron Glenn said this morning when he spoke with the media. Braylon Allen likely going to miss significant time. Will probably go on IR. We kind of figured that My big thing, though, Robbie, why is he out there on kickoff returns anyway? Once again, the failure of this team to not figure out kickoff and punt returner before the year started. It cost them week 1 with Gibson. Now here we are with Braylon Allen and that huge fumble on the kickoff, leading to yet another Miami score. The 3 turnovers for the Jets. They have not forced a turnover all year on defense. They turned it over 3 times last night. Miami hadn't had a turnover all year. Of course, they play the Jets. They get 3. Just your thoughts on the Allen injury and why the hell is he out there on kickoffs anyway?
Where's Pritchett? Watch, I was there every day at camp, and Pritchett deserved to make this team. I don't understand why Pritchett's not a part of this squad. I just don't get it. And Tony Adams, listen, I understand the appeal. He plays man coverage as a safety, and that's very valuable. But, give me Malachi Moore. I'll live with the mistakes. I'll live with them. It won't be the Tony Adams mistakes where he just can't tackle a guy. I'll take the Malachi Moore, submerging himself into an offensive player any day over what I saw with Tony Adams last night when Sauce set the edge pretty solidly, and he just his jockstrap is on the 5-yard line with Devon Achane doing his thing. So I don't know, man. It's every little action, every little thing is life and death. That's how these guys are viewing it on the field. They're at the point where they care too much. And it sounds crazy, but when you play that way and you're not loose, that's the results that are going to happen. Strategy wise, I don't even know if I could say I hate the game plan or strategy. It's tough to even say that. I don't think so. I got to watch the film more in depth still. I haven't done that yet today, but based on what I saw last night on the broadcast, I was not at the game, so I didn't see downfield. I don't think I hate it. They're just playing terribly and they're playing tight. I think it's psychological.
Well, the second they have adversity, Robbie, they turtle. Yes. And that's a touchdown that Tanner Engstrand designed on that opening drive. They go right down the field, smash mouth football, and then that fumble just changes everything. And then that doesn't give the defense an excuse to then allow a 15-play drive where they have no respect for the Jets secondary. They're going for it on 4th and 5 at the 5-yard line. Sauce Gardner make a play, dude, against Darren Waller in his first game after coming out of retirement. It's just, I'm so disgusted with so many different aspects of this team. But the biggest thing is I think they're poorly coached, and everything I was sold that Aaron Glenn was going to be changing 4 games in, it's been the total opposite.
I know I've said this on the show a million times. I'll say it again. This league is about deception. It's about strategy. When you look at Andy Reid, he couldn't hack it. He couldn't cut it. 2005, 2006, 2007. He was criticized over and over and over in Philly for passing the ball too much, throwing it over 60% of the time when he had Westbrook, McNabb, especially throwing it when on 3rd and short, 4th and short, and he was criticized. I don't envision Andy Reid as a Mel Gibson Braveheart type guy who's going to, give the hoo-ha speech, pregame speech. McVay either, really. O'Connell either, really. Sirianni, I guess Sirianni's got some emotions to him, but you get my point. The league is dominated by deception on both offense and defense, and primarily offense. There's no team that could live with a defensive identity in today's league. It's hold on for dear life, bend but don't break. Certain guys like McDermott and Harbaugh, they're not particularly offensive strategists, but they understand the league and they employ offensive strategists. Joe Brady, McDermott identified him, made the move, got the previous guy out of there, put him in there. They've been flying ever since.
This is what happens when you hire another first-time head coach who's learning on the job. This is why you do it in the biggest media market with a franchise that hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years. This is exactly what happens and why I wanted someone with previous head coaching experience for this type of role.
It's why listen, I'm not saying this guy would have worked out. I have no idea. But it's why I actually went outside the box and said, hey, they should seriously consider McCown. Because
at least he's an offensive guy, yeah.
Right. And I'm not saying that would be high on my list. Of course, I'm with you in terms of the experience. But the motivational aspect, the accountability aspect, does it still matter in football? Yes, it still matters. Like physicality matters. But it pales in comparison to the deception and the strategy part of it. And that is the best motivation to give to your players, to put them in the right spot. And, with Salah now, I have not seen that to the degree it deserves that respect based on the rules.
Interesting you brought up Robert Saleh, because I saw this on New York Jets Report's Instagram earlier today. And man,
Could always beat the narrative of same old Jets, but it's not.
But I know this, they're not the same old Jets.
Everyone wants things now. It's the instant coffee age. But at the same time, we're grinding.
Here's what I do know. I know this is an instant coffee league. I know from the media to the fans, everybody expects this, when you just start, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl. But we've all played Legos before.
We'll watch the tape.
Watch the tape.
what's different? What's different? Like right now, this team is no better than at any point they were under with Robert Saleh or Jeff Ulbrich or Adam Gase or Todd Bowles. It is the same thing. And Glenn could say they're not the same old Jets, but the reality is the last time a Jet head coach said they were not the same old Jets, and it was actually true, was when Rex Ryan said, same old Jets, right back in the AFC Championship game. That's the last time you were not the same old Jets, Aaron Glenn. And when you say that last week and then follow that up with that performance last night against a division opponent that was basically left for dead by their own fans. They're flying banners to fire the GM and coach and bench the quarterback before the game last night. And that's the performance you get? Robbie, I am deeply concerned about this head coach and this coaching staff. How can I not be?
No, you should be. And that's not to say anyone should give up on Glenn. No way. Not after 4 games, but the results are the results. And I said this on your show last week. In terms of the same old Jets, my response would have been, yes, we are the same old Jets until we prove otherwise. That lays the gauntlet down, and that lays the challenge down to your team to not run away, to not act as though you got it fixed or anything of that nature. And I'm disappointed and kind of surprised he didn't go that route, because sometimes you have to, it goes in the same line, same vein as the preaching thing. The more you hear the more predictable it is, the tone, the rhetoric, the same the results are going to be. You have to change things. You have to do different things to get different results. And it's much of the same in terms of a lot of coach speak and a lot of what we're hearing from Glenn right now.
They had a guy who already fumbled the opening kickoff of the third quarter, remain in the game as the punt returner, and fair catch the ball at the 2-yard line last night. I mean, Aaron Glenn's going to preach accountability. Why is Isaiah Williams out there, Robbie? And then here's the kicker. This is from today. Brian Costello asking Aaron Glenn, hey, you cut Xavier Gibson. What's the deal with Isaiah Williams?
Aaron, Isaiah Williams, 2 pretty critical mistakes last night. Will you consider making a change at returner, or is his job safe right now?
You know what? I don't want to get into that, right now. The thing is, we brought him in to be our returner. Listen, he made 2 critical mistakes, and I understand that. But there are also mistakes that we have to learn from, So I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to lose his job over that. Listen, he has to get better. I do know that. And those things can't happen again. But we're going to continue to look at that and try to teach them and get them focused on doing the right things for us.
Xavier Gibson lost his job, though.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? How is he not being held accountable for that? That's insane.
See, I agree, but I think it goes even deeper and it's more troubling than that. It's more so the same old. It's like, number one, Gibson getting cut, that could have made them be more on pins and needles in terms of, playing every play like it was life or death, being so tight. I'm not saying it was the wrong decision, but him not picking the guys who deserved it in August led him to this point. It's a domino effect. And these guys know who should have made it in August. And Gibson was hurt for most of the summer. So why did you roll with him? Because he's a veteran? See, that's where you get into trouble. And now when Glenn says, but it can't happen, that is even more the same, and something that doesn't make them play looser. Like, you can't give black and white, it can't happen answers. It sends the wrong message, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm just so disgusted with that answer. This head coach is such a hypocrite. Everything he said they would do, they have not done. That's why I'm losing my mind. It's not like I had the highest of expectations for this team, but Robbie, last night, 13 penalties, 9 of them on offense, which is tied for their second most in a game over the last 25 years. 5 of them came before the snap. Like that's coaching. That's also on the quarterback too. It's just, Oh, I'm so disgusted, man.
I'd
It's
much
one thing to
rather
lose to because they don't have talent. They're not losing because of the lack of talent. They're losing because they're beating themselves. The quote that Breece Hall had was the best quote. Teams shoot themselves in the foot. The Jets then shoot themselves in the face. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'd much rather him say, and this is not a great answer either, but I'd much rather him say, hey, Isaiah Williams is one of us. He's a part of our family. And, that's in-house, so we're going to deal with it. I'd much rather hear that than it can't happen again. Because it can't happen again just leads to more of the same crap. Now what's he going to do? He's going to play next week, and he's going to be looser in playing. I mean, we don't know the communication behind the scenes. Maybe Glenn has something up his sleeve in terms of the psychology of it, but I don't know. I just don't get it. And they're tight. He's gotta come up with something where they could play free and loose and just play, because what you talked about, what's different from Saleh. No, it looks a lot the same, but there are differences. The Angstran, the Hayden, offensive line, the strategy. Glenn, listen, I didn't love how he handled Rodgers. Everyone knows my opinion on that. But the fact that he chose Fields and Engstrand and went with the vision that, hey, a running quarterback can work in the NFL does tell you that he somewhat, at least a little bit, understands the modern NFL. Now, is he fully putting it into practice? I don't know. Because since the Buffalo game, when Buffalo, it was like they were in the offensive huddle and they were guessing every right on defense, they have not run the Fields offense. Last night, there were hardly any RPOs. There were hardly any zone reads. Did Buffalo scare it out of them? You can't have Fields playing the Tyrod Taylor offense. It doesn't work. That's not his game. I don't care what the stats are. He was not good yesterday. So you got to get back to him. Maybe it's the concussion. Maybe they're worried about him getting hurt. If it's the concussion, I'd much rather have Tyrod Taylor in there playing that offense. If you're going to play Fields, go with that week one offense that we saw. You have to do it. So while Glenn, I was encouraged that he understands the modern league going with Fields, it didn't look good last night.
I mean, they did enough to win because the team they're playing is
more
awful.
than enough.
It's just
Salah's team never ran this well. Never came close. It makes it even that much more devastating. The defense is knowing the run's coming, and Miami's not great. We know this, but they still shove it down their throats, and then you still lose. That's insane. Like, Salah's teams never own the line of scrimmage of the trenches like Glenn's teams have. And granted, it's more on the offensive side as opposed to the defensive side. But
it's really all on the offense, because defensively, I mean, since Jermaine went down,
terrible.
They didn't touch Tua once last night. They didn't have a quarterback hit last night.
Yeah, no, it's not been good. But I'll say this: their run defense, from a coaching perspective and fundamentals, has been a lot better than the Saleh. The results just aren't there, and I think that's more scheme.
It's truly unbelievable. Hey, if you're watching live right now, thank you. Really appreciate it. We did announce our raffle winners on the first show today with Beningo, so go back and watch it. And look, I got to try and do something big because I'm worried we're going to lose the audience, Robbie. Jet fans, they're going to stop watching my show. They're going to stop going to Jet X. So we got to keep them. We got to keep them coming back for more. So this week's top prize in the Asmaniac raffle 1 week from today is a signed Joe Willie Namath helmet. That's prize one. Prize two, a signed Wayne Corbett football, the co-host of the Underdog podcast, Wayne Corbett with Robby Sabo. Make sure you guys tune in. And then a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, our top three items in the Asmaniac raffle this week. Plus, let's do a giveaway at the end of this stream. Throwback Garrett Wilson jersey. That's the top prize for anyone who gifts memberships. Thank you to the legend, Bobby Midnight, for gifting 5 memberships before the show began. He's the first to enter our raffle for next week and this jersey raffle at the end. He also became a channel member, as did Eric, the Board Game King. So thank you to Eric as well. With the offense, Robbie,
yeah,
why is it that it takes until late in the second half for them to start being aggressive and throwing it downfield and trying to get Garrett Wilson involved? I mean, he had 3 catches when the game was still in the balance until they went on that late run. I mean, they need to find ways to get him the ball more. I think Engstrand has done overall a pretty good job, but that'd be a criticism I have. I think that while they want to run the ball, and that's true, I think they're doing themselves a disservice if they're not trying to throw the ball downfield or set up more play action earlier on in the game.
I mean, that's Glenn's hubris. Who was the reporter? Canizero, who asked him, this is a passing league, right? And Glenn's like, who says it's a passing league? Citing the Eagles, who just won the championship. It's no secret. We're not guessing. He told us what they're going to be. They're going to run the ball. And that's what he wants. So they're going to limit themselves and play within a box. Everything he did points us to this. No Rodgers, yes Fields. And we said it can work, but the coaching has to be superb and you have to be buttoned up. And with their defense and with their smarts, they're not even close to buttoned up. The only way that works, if you're Philly, Baltimore, is if the rest of the team, and Baltimore's a bad example, but you get it. If the rest of the team is buttoned up, but they're not buttoned up. So I think it comes down to that hubris in terms of what they want to be envisioned instead of thinking more about deception and flexibility. I saw a comment just now. A Jets fan telling the team to play hard. The Jets are playing as hard as anybody right now in terms of effort. I mean, are there spots like the Brandon Stevens tackle at home a couple weeks ago? Sure. But they're playing too hard almost. It's crazy to say, but they're playing too hard almost. Again, it comes back to playing tight and just not focusing on your job and waiting for something bad to happen. I think that's the biggest thing.
Some super chats here, and then we'll continue our conversation with Robby. We'll take some calls as well. We got this one from Dan, the Jet fan, who was unfortunately in the building last night. He did get a bunch of signed autographs by Jets players beforehand, Dan, so happy for you in that regard. Of course, they can't execute the 2-point conversion down by 14. Or he says, of course, they can execute it. Yeah, I mean, people were wondering, why do you go for it there? Analytically, you go for it there because then if you get the ball back, you're going for the win at that point, not the tie. But it worked, but I mean, they couldn't get the onside kick because usually you don't. I mean, they put themselves in too big of a hole. And the clock management sucked too, by the way. They burned a timeout in the second half when they shouldn't have. Yes. I thought the execution at the end of the first half sucked. They got bailed out by Nick Folk hitting almost a 60-yard field goal. Like they were not a crisp operation.
And then him not going for the field goal that first time. Well, hold on. Here's the contradiction. Remember in Tampa when Glenn was calling timeouts before the first half ended?
Yes.
We need more time with Glenn because there are so many walking contradictions where he seems to understand today's game and he wants to fit and play in that way. Yet at times he doesn't. Like you said, Fields didn't throw down. Once I watch the film on offense more, closely, I'm sure I'm going to see shots downfield. I'm sure where he just didn't take it. But there are things they do which sort of limit him, and they're not running his stuff. So they're all over the place right now in terms of what Glenn wants to do and what this league is. I can't make up my mind yet. We just need more time.
Yeah, it never ends. Keys with a super chat in our raffle for 5. Glenn knows what it's like to be in this current predicament. It's going to take time to fix dysfunction. It's not what Jet fans want to hear, but I encourage you to go back and watch the Detroit Lions from 2020 to 2022. See, everyone brings this up. Mm-hmm. What Dan Campbell did is a true outlier. Okay. It really is. If you think about it. Also, when you look at what Glenn is inheriting here, it's a lot better than what Dan Campbell took over. That team that went 3-13-1 his first year, that team did not have any real talent. While this roster is clearly flawed, there's certainly enough talent for them to not be 0-4. The Jets haven't been 0-4 since Gase was their coach in 2020. And that team was a borderline expansion level roster, for being honest. Like, I understand the point here, and I'm not even saying fire Glenn, and I'm hoping like hell he gets better and he improves as a coach. It's only been 4 games. I get all that, but these are alarming signs, man, because some of the things that the Aaron Glenn truthers promised we would be better, we're not seeing it. In fact, we're seeing the opposite. They're as undisciplined as ever. They beat themselves. They don't come out fast. They're bad at the end of halves. Like all these things that are supposed to be improved if they're a well-coached team. It's been brutal, man. And he's got the audacity to say we're not the same old Jets. Give me a break.
Yeah, it's I'm watching the first offensive drive while we're on here, and they came out with 6 linemen. It's you don't get much more transparent than that. Come out with a 6 linemen with Max Mitchell and just jam it down their throats. First play is a split zone that popped for a good 6 yards. You take that every time. I don't know. It's befuddling to me, and it comes down to playing loose. There's no other way around it because there are good signs. Like at any point, Jake, in the Saleh era, did they ever run the ball this well?
Yeah, Bill Belichick's last game,
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's and listen,
No,
defensively,
Robbie, there's encouraging signs with like if you just look at the box score last night, you would have thought the Jets. If I told you they ran for 200 yards, Fields had like 300 something yards combined of offense.
yeah.
Garrett Wilson put up his stat line. Like if I gave you those numbers, you would have said they won by 2 scores. That's what's so frustrating, man, because it's like every other Jet team with Salah or Obrick or Gase or Bowles, they beat themselves, and good teams don't. That's the bottom line.
You know, it's all 100%. But you know, it's also true too. The defense was horrible last year as well.
It's worse this year, though, if that's possible.
Listen, it may be worse. It may be a little bit better in time.
0 turnovers, man. Can they fall on a fumble? I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
I know. It's crazy. But we have to remember also, like that Arizona game. Was Ulbrich already there for the Arizona game? He must have been.
Yeah.
Either way, whether it was Salah or Ulbrich, I'm telling you, the defense, they don't have a leader. They need a leader on defense. They need a leader. They don't have that guy. And I hear this stuff. They can't play man. It's about the scheme with Glenn and Wilkes. They don't know what they're doing. It's not about that. It's about not allowing the other quarterback, the opposing quarterback and offense to be comfortable. That's what it is. They're comfortable. They're not getting home, and the quarterback is too comfortable with what he's seen pre-snap. Those are the things. And until they figure that out and realize it's about deception, Tampa was the first week where they started to disguise coverages, and it worked to some degree. I'm not lauding them, but it worked to some degree. Early in this game against Miami, they weren't really disguising much. On the first play, there was something. Later, they started to do it and worked to some degree, but still not even close to good enough.
That's well said.
And by the way, Miami came out in this game, first 2 runs, misdirections, nothing straight ahead, trying to get the Jets to be over-aggressive. And guess they ran it right on the weak side, right to Will McDonald. So, there are specific game plan things offensive guys are doing against this Jets defense too that they have to get sorted out.
The Jets defense has never seen play action before. The way they bite on everything that Miami was doing last night, what a joke, man. I mean, some of the easiest throwing lanes you'll see for Tua last night because of the Jet defense completely crashing in, thinking it's a run.
Yes. Yeah, and then now I'm watching the third play of the game for the Jets, just a straight drop back. Offensive line, pass protected well. By the way, the offensive line, they're pass protecting well too. Fields just holds on to the ball. He really does. So
Membu, another good game. Their line has been fine. This is not an offensive line problem for this team.
It's Membu and Fashanu. They could really have something here. It's just, I'm still thinking at the game while we're on the show here. Like I have not come up with any angles or answers except for
you went from Vegas to watching the Jets, so your brain has got to be scattered.
And for those who don't know, I was in Vegas all weekend, pre-planned trip instead of going to Miami. But I don't get it. I don't get it.
Barney says Robbie Fields' numbers were decent. Was it fool's gold?
Yes. Yeah, the numbers.
I don't think he was terrible though. I don't think he's why they lost last night. I think it's way more on the
I would never pin it on one guy or Fields. No, me neither. I agree. I would not pin it on Fields either. But from an overall like operating the offense from a leader perspective, he just wasn't a field general. The first thing you have to do is make sure it's clean.
Yep.
And he was snapping the ball when things weren't clean. That's demoralizing.
They called him out on the broadcast for that in the first half. Orlovsky's like, he's played too many snaps to make that mistake.
Yeah, forget the stats. That is elementary stuff. That's demoralizing. It crushes you. So, and then he put the cape on for that 4th down run, which is absurd. It was a 4th down, and the play didn't work. It blew up in their face, but he jammed him out of that. He got him out of that jam. So, listen, I'm not blaming Fields for the whole loss. The sensitive Jets fans who love Fields don't think that. But I'm also not going to, pretend he was excellent last night. He wasn't.
He was not. And I mean, he's going to need to play a lot better if they're going to have any chance against the Cowboys. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mike writes in, and he's in our Garrett Wilson throwback jersey raffle at the end of the show for 2 with this. Thank you, Mike. Let's be honest. We watch these games on pins and needles. Every great play, we look for flags. Every run, we hope not to fumble. Every snap, we expect the worst. I hate watching my team play football. I have never, Mike, I'm giving you an extra entry. I have never related to a super chat more. Someone's like, oh, you can't wait for the game. No, man, these games are torture if you're a diehard fan. I
That's a
like
great
watching
point.
other teams play. When I watch the Jets, you are expecting the worst. He nailed it. You are waiting for the flag. You are waiting for that fumble. You're waiting for the drop back with Fields. It's always very uneasy. You're like, oh my God, is he going to throw a pit? Like, you're always scared. With the defense, you have no faith. Anytime the Jets make a mistake, you have that sinking feeling like, here we go. They're not going to overcome it. And more times than not in the last 15 years, you've been correct. It's brutal, man. Mike, you nailed this. It is a horrible watching this team. And I think a lot of it is they're poorly coached. If they were properly coached, we wouldn't be having this feeling of incompetency that we have watching them right now.
It's a great point, and especially after I was just talking about the players feeling the same way. I genuinely think the players and the fans can relate on the same level in that regard. It's not fun for them, just like it isn't for the fans. It is not fun for them. They're just trying to get by. They're just trying to pass the exam without studying the night before, and they're sick over it instead of just playing free.
Lou B, who was in the building last night, was G5 yelling at AG? Do we know what was said? I don't think he was like yelling at AG. I think he was like passionate, fired up, like get me the ball. Like he wants to win, man. Like Garrett Wilson played well last night.
I would never. I mean, unless something was said that I'm not aware of, I would never get on Garrett for that scene. Lack of a better word, scene last night. There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean,
the stuff I get on Garrett about is, not coming back to the ball, pick six, stuff like that. Not getting along with, you know what I mean? Like
he got hosed last night, though. That was not offensive pass interference.
One of the worst calls of all time. And the officiating was atrocious. Let's not pretend it wasn't. It was beyond atrocious. That's all I got to say about that.
Yep. It's obviously not the only reason why the Jets lost, but it played a part. But I mean, you got to overcome it. And like the Jets, like if you're relying on the officials to bail you out, you've already lost because you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. You're just not.
Yep.
DKU writes in, I went to this game. I can't believe the lack of discipline. Ball security has to be fixed. We made Tua look like a stud. Refs didn't help us. DKU, Aaron Glenn already said that Isaiah Williams is here, baby. We can't just get rid of him after he makes mistakes, even though it's exactly what you did with Xavier Gibson after it cost you a game. I mean, okay. Sorry you had to watch that.
Look at it. 2nd and 5, first drive. They go with the 6th lineman again with an extra tight end. Miami stacking the box. They run counter and they Berlin goes for freaking over 20 yards. Just gash them. I've never seen a Jets team do this since the Rex ground and pound teams. So it's even doubly amazing that they're losing these games. I just can't believe it.
You can't believe it, and then you got to remind yourself it's the Jets. It just never stops.
Honestly, man, this is just insane. And by the way, they desperately miss Tony Oden and Marquand Manuel, the cornerbacks and safeties coach from last year from the Saleh regime. The defensive back group was coached better than any position under the Saleh regime by far. And it has not been coached well this year. It has been the biggest drastic drop-off I've ever seen in my life.
Mad Team says, not only don't the Jets recover fumbles, they're not even in the goddamn vicinity of the ball. I've never seen it. I think there's been 8 fumbles that the Jets have forced this year, and they've yet to recover one or some crazy stat like that. It's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. They need to shake it up. They need to get loose. They need some. Maybe they should just go golfing. The whole team just go golfing all week and see what happens.
The Rooster in the house. He says Sabo defense is lost. Every player looks worse. They don't know where they're going. Remind me, where was Wilkes last year? Team couch. The defense has killed us. It has. I mean, the defense has been terrible. They don't force turnovers. They don't get up the field on 3rd and long. They don't put any pressure on the quarterback. Tua did not get hit a single time last night. I mean, here are their numbers on the year, by the way. This is courtesy from Zach Rosenblatt. 0 takeaways, only team in the NFL with 0. 6 total sacks, 4 coming in week 1, 0 in week 4. 27-plus points allowed in 3 of their 4 games, 22 in the other. 30th in defensive EPA per dropback. 55% of their opponent's drives have ended in a field goal or touchdown, which ranks as the 3rd highest in the NFL. It's just...
They need to blitz more. The getting after the quarterback conventionally, that's a serious talent issue. I know they have Quinnen. I know they have McDonald, but other than these 2 guys, there's really nothing.
Jermaine could be back this week. That might help.
Hopefully that'll help big time. But when you're in that spot, you got to blitz. You got to blitz more. And it varies based on game plan. And I know with Tyreek and Tua, And Waddle, it's a quick timing offense. So
And
I
then
understand.
Tyreek goes out and they don't even take advantage of that.
I know. And I understand you don't want to blitz against that. It makes sense, but you got to do it in the face of worries with the weapons and the other scheme when you don't have the talent. And they don't. It's just two guys. And if it's just two guys like that, you're just not going to get it done.
And
by the way, Sauce would be better. Like, the reason why they let Sauce press when he wants and play hard corner is because he's more comfortable pressing and turning the hips right away. So, if he's doing that and you're letting him do that in every situation, if you're playing quarters or six and he's, on the Meg side, either side, doesn't matter. And he's playing up close when he really, really want to have him off in the third 19 or whatever, you might as well blitz because he's already playing press and turning. So I think that'll serve Sauce better. It'll serve some of these corners better.
You know who's been brutal too, and I like him a lot? Michael Carter. Oh my God.
He's one of he's my favorite player on the team, and he's been awful this year.
I don't know what it is. Is he just not a scheme fit? Is he still hurt from last year? He's been terrible. This guy was one of the best nickels in the league.
He's been bad this year. I think it goes way beyond him. Everyone's been bad. Like, that's the thing. Everybody has been bad. I think it's the offense is just too comfortable and the quarterback's just too comfortable in what they're watching. That's basically it.
Then this head coach better be more involved with the defense starting this week. It's enough. Like you go down with the sink, Glenn. Because I'll tell you what, Robbie.
Cisco's been terrible too.
What are we doing? Why is Malachi Moore playing 2 snaps last night? Why is Tony Adams out there? Did you see the tackling effort last night? Oh my God.
I dread getting to that play, that touchdown by Achan.
It's unreal. And that's why they traded for Brownlee, by the way. The second that he's healthy, if he's healthy this week, he's starting at nickel.
Yeah,
that's coming.
He better. And, Sherwood, Quincy wasn't there last night, and Quincy is a very high-risk, high-reward player. He overruns a lot. He plays out of control a lot, but he makes up for it with a lot of freaky plays. Moaga struggled. I still got to watch the film. I'm hesitant to say he flat out struggled, but I think he did based on watching yesterday. And Sherwood's, I don't know. I don't know, man. It is tough to convert to Mike linebacker, no less doing it as a college safety. It really is.
It's unreal, man. I mean, I like it. Like, look, this roster is obviously flawed. There's real issues with the defense. We know that, but they're choosing to play Tony Adams 100% of the snaps last night and only play Malachi Moore for 2 of those snaps. It's like they're not even trying to do things differently. They're choosing to play Kiko Malagoa for 90% of this. I'm looking at the snap numbers right here on Rich Samia's tweet.
That's good. Give it to me.
They're choosing to play Michael Clemens more than Will McDonald, and they're choosing to play McGregor more than Jelon Briggs. Like, and Steven's still playing full time. Put AZ Thomas out there. Move Stevens to safety. Try something different, man. That's what I was going to say.
Where's AZ? Where is AZ? Like, play him. You got to see what you have in AZ and Malachi. I understand there's going to be mistakes. Malachi made mistakes in Tampa. He guessed a couple times late in big spots.
He almost got beat on the touchdown that was incomplete if Baker hit him.
Yes. Oh, yes. He guessed right at the sticks. He was playing the sticks way too hard. But you know what? Sometimes, even a mistake and guessing and being enthusiastic will get something going for you,
I'd just rather play the younger guys than guys that we know what they are. Like, and also, don't blame Robert Saleh or Joe Douglas for Tony Adams. Like, Tony Adams was a UDFA.
Yeah,
he's had a nice career making the team. Played far more than anyone ever could have imagined when he got to the Jets and he made the roster a few years ago. They chose to bring him back, right? Like, they let Brandon Eccles go. They could use him in the secondary right now. Like, they chose to make these moves. They chose to give Sherwood the extension, which I was on board with. But it's like these are their moves too. They don't get to just blame the previous regime and act like they were handed a talentless roster like Saleh and Douglas took over in 2021. Yeah. That's not what's happening here.
I think you remember, I was kind of surprised they re-signed Sherwood because him and Quincy, and it's not, I even said at the time, it wasn't even about Sherwood. It was about him and Quincy together. They just didn't fit to me. They're both East-West eluding blocks type. Sherwood's still learning in a lot of ways. He's still learning. It's not that I hate Sherwood. I like him as a player. It's just they need more in terms of leadership from their defense, and playing the brain game at the line of scrimmage is just not there. And by the way, here's another optimistic point for the offense. The touchdown that wasn't the Ernest Biner fumble at the 1-yard line by Braylon, 2nd and 6, and Fields changed the play. So he saw the defense, changed the play, and he changed it in the right way. 18-yard, it would have been an 18-yard touchdown if he hadn't fumbled. So there's that at least.
It's just 0-4. Couldn't even get to October before we're talking about draft positioning, Robby Sabo.
Yeah, well, by the way, even worse, what I just said, scratch it. I was looking at the wrong play.
Okay, man. Fantastic. Tyler says, I feel like the fans know the players better than the coaches do. Why are we still seeing Clemens, and why am I seeing Oliver over AZ or more? That's what's frustrating. And like the Jets can think they know more than sometimes we do, but we knew that Xavier Gibson didn't belong on this team. It cost him a game. We knew Michael Clemens was someone that did not belong on the Jets, and he's been terrible. We knew they were short at receiver. That's been a huge problem. We knew they were short at edge depth because Clemens was still here and Jermaine was coming off the injury. They chose to neglect signing a Clowney or signing a Zadarius Smith or just doing anything of note at that position group. I mean, they had all summer to figure out who the kick returner and who the punt returners were. They blew that. It's just obviously it could get better. It's 4 games in, and I hope it does because God, do we need Aaron Glenn to figure this out? But like this has been so disappointing, and the expectations were so low to begin with. But to be 0-4 and the way they're losing, it's not like they're just getting out talented in all these games. Week 2, you could say that fine. All these other games are right there for them, and they just beat themselves, and it's infuriating.
Yeah, cut down day was the first time. I think I texted you and I said this is the first real. There were other uh-ohs, like the way he handled Rodgers. I understood, booting him out of town and going in Fields. I understood it at least, but the cut down day was the real first uh-oh. Yep. What the hell is this guy doing? Because these guys know who deserves to make the team. They know, and if you're going to go that much with league status, veteran status, then it gets sticky. It really does get sticky, and Tyler Johnson has not rewarded you. Let's just put it that way. And by the way, Braylon was unbelievable on some of these runs last night. I'm watching, and now he's hurt. So it's brutal.
Why is he on kickoff return?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
Pritchett, just play Pritchett, man. Pritchett was great. He's got NFL explosiveness. Give him a shot.
Yeah, it's depressing. No one has gifted a membership yet, and that's because everyone's down in the dumps. So I'm going to gift a membership to the community, and someone's going to get entered in our raffle to win a throwback Garrett Wilson jersey at the end of the show right now. So like the video, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, have the setting turned on that you want to be eligible to receive a membership, and I will gift one coming up shortly. Mr. Forte says Fields plays better than Zach ever did. Yeah, but who cares? That of course he does. The bar is pretty low for that, though. That's not an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, it means nothing. I think when someone on this show asked me how Fields is doing in camp, and I said, well, if you just talk about passing, he's Zach level-esque. And I think that the pitchforks and torches were after me, but it's true. I mean, his legs are the great thing, the great equalizer that keeps things alive and that allows you to do things around him. In terms of scheme, that's the truth. If it's just pocket passing and all that stuff, it's pretty down. The bar's pretty low.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 channel membership is officially being gifted by yours truly. But first, before I could even do it, hey, shout out to the Human Fund. He gifted a membership. By the way, I misspoke. Bobby Midnight gifted memberships. It just happened before the show. So Bobby was the first.
Bobby, love you, Bobby.
Mr. Midnight, baby. My membership just went to listener New Q. So New Q, you are in our raffle for 1. We got a super chat here from Willie Vision, who writes in, love for Quinnen and 5T. Hey, been having to deal with poop for too long. Feels Brees is getting sabotaged as well. Any free agent wide receiver is better than what we got. So I think he's saying love for Quinnen and Garrett Wilson. Yep. Yeah. I mean, look, I think Quinnen, if you watch it back, I think he's the one guy that's consistently playing his ass off. And I just, he's been here through so much, man. He had to go through Gase. Then he went through Salah. Then he went through Ulbrich. Now he's going through. It's just when is enough for a guy that does everything right, says the right thing, is a leader, has been a team captain multiple years now. It's just, the Jets have made him a very rich man. So, it is what it is. But I just, like him and Garrett, man. I like if there's two players I want to see be a part of this team if they ever could figure it out, it's those two. My God.
Yeah, I throw Sauce in there too. Like I'm not as down on Sauce as everyone else is. I just think the way the NFL is, I don't think he's played to his capabilities either. But the way the NFL is, like if the opposing offense is this comfortable, they're going to beat everybody. I think he's playing with a handicap pretty much based on what they're doing out there. So I throw Sauce in there too. But your point rings true. I mean, they need. If I were Glenn, I'd call up some of my old mentors and ask for advice. I would drop the hubris in terms of. I don't know in every area of life, in terms of the media, in terms of personal circles, but I would see what I could do in terms of humility. And I'm not saying he doesn't do this; he probably does, but I would be even more so. I would look for that route right now, today, this week, tonight, in terms of talking to others to brainstorm what to do, because you just got to get your guys to play. Just got to get them to
the
play.
same thing. He's like, you should call up Parcells. That's what
Who said that?
My Steve Asman says he should call up Parcells.
He's a smart man. Yes. Call him up, take a deep breath and say, what's going on, Bill? What do I do here?
Now, you said my dad is smart, but would a smart person do this? Steve Asman on July 7th, 2009, his first ever tweet, trying to Twitter.
Don't try, do. And he did. He tried. Is he still on Twitter? That's the question.
No, he is not, but he twittered
smart
all right.
Man.
He twittered this day.
He Twittering all right. That's pretty funny.
Hey, shout out to our guy Dom, who's doing a great job helping me with our social media stuff. He just gifted a channel membership, so he is in for one. Hope you're doing well, Dom. Man with a rake says, like to see Davis step up with Allen out. I mean, here's a real opportunity for Isaiah Davis.
Davis could play for me anytime.
I was at the green and white scrimmage this summer. He was the best player on the field for the Jets offensively.
He's a gamer. He doesn't let the moment get to him. Like if you're talking about guys who were playing tight and were pressing last night, Davis was not one of them. He does his thing. So Davis could play for me anytime. I think Braylon Allen really could have had a special year. Unfortunately, the injury happened, and even glimpses last night torture us even more. But yeah, Davis, they'll be fine with Brees and Davis.
Ace of Spades says AG is no scout. You can't coach up everybody. I think that's one of my big issues with this season so far. It's like you talked about the hubris, right? Like they acted like, oh, Michael Clemens was a problem for you, Robert Saleh and company. Yeah. But watch us work magic with him. Oh, Xavier Gibson, we're gonna make him a player. It's like I just think they completely misevaluated their ability to take some guys and make them better. In fact, let's call a spade, Ace of Spade. You can make a case that some of these guys they brought back have actually been worse under them. Michael Carter's been worse. Jamie Sherwood's been worse. These guys were very good football players under the previous staff.
100%. And he's got to own that and throw Rodgers into the mix too. What the Jets basically did, let's call a spade, like you just said. They said no thanks to a Hall of Fame quarterback who chose you, the Jets. And you said, no thanks. We'll go with this guy instead. That pretty much kicked it off. And then you go even further with the coaching. So listen, it's okay if you do it and it works, but it's not working. You got to own it.
It's just, it just never ends. Gator writes in, Sabo's headphones are frightened of disrupting that beautiful head of hair. They are literally shaking on his head. Spectacular hair. I'm
a bobblehead asmaniac.
You do look good, Robbie. You really do.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the line for Jets Cowboys, a Cowboys team that just scored 40 on the Packers. This is courtesy of their sponsor, FanDuel. Yeah. 2.5 points. Jets are in a slight underdog at home here. It's actually not more. I think a lot of money is going to come in on the Cowboys, though.
The Cowboys are not on the Christmas card. They just knocked me out of one of my survivor pools with the Packers, picking the Packers. Brutal.
Wow. You know what my survivor pool pick was?
Who?
The Miami Dolphins.
Smart man.
You know who my survivor
emotional
pool pick this
insurance.
Week
emotional
every week.
Insurance.
I am alive in Survivor. Week 1, I picked the Steelers. Week 2, I picked the Bills. Week 3, I picked the Bucks. Week 4, I picked the Dolphins. My survivor pool. You're not gonna be able
to stick with it though.
No, I'm riding it out, man.
So you're going Dallas this week?
I'm going Dallas this week.
Oh,
seriously, Where's the first win coming from? They're not beating Dallas this week. They're not beating Denver and London. Where's the first win coming from? Carolina when I'm in the building with the Asmaniacs?
Carolina's home, right?
No, the Jets are home. We're going to be.
That's what I meant.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Jets are home. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I think they could easily win this weekend. Yeah. I'd give him a better shot against Dallas than Cincy, I think, strangely enough.
Well,
We'll
really?
see. Yeah, because Dallas, what's interesting about Dallas, they're a running team. And Schottenheimer's stubborn in terms of being a running team. That might favor Wilkes and the Jets because they'll game plan for the run and won't get burned in the passing game as much. I'm not saying they won't get burned in the passing game. They will, but just not as much maybe. So hey, they could easily beat Dallas. I'm not picking them, but they could easily do it.
Yeah, I hope they do. I really do. Because if you think about it, so Glenn's 0-4. The last Jet head coach to start 0-4 was Gase. His first win was in Week 5 against the Cowboys. Darnold to Robbie Anderson, Jamal Adams had a great play in the goal line in that game.
Yeah, I remember doing a film review for ESNY, my old site, how Adams and May and Greg Williams just dominated the defensive passing game. It was tremendous.
Daz writes in, they need to win in London. I'm paying a lot to go. I mean, we have a lot of UK listeners that are going to be there. I hope for you guys the Jets win because I went last year and it was an awesome environment, great fans over there, and everything was great till the game. So I hope to anyone going to London that's coming from the US or to anyone that's living out there that's going, you guys see a win. But I don't see it right now. I think this is an 0-6 start.
What's Denver? 2-2 or 3-1? 2-2?
Denver, I think, is now 2-2 after last night.
2-2. Okay. Yeah, I thought everyone was getting over their skis with Denver a little bit this year. It's natural. I mean, Knicks and Sean and good coach Sean Payton, but they're just not quite ready yet. I'm not saying they're a bad team, obviously, but they got the same record as the Chicago Bears right now, which is interesting.
Derek Q writes in, Jake, looking back at it now, should the Jets have made the trade for Parsons? No way, man. You're going to trade multiple picks, including your first. That right now would be the number 3 pick in the draft or the number 2 pick in the draft and Quinnen Williams. Micah Parsons is not making you that much better. Not if you lose Quinnen, who's stopping the run.
No, I agree. And by the way, the whole mindset, this is kind of off the beaten path, but the whole mindset to say this is going to be a long rebuild and they're finally doing it the right way. I heard that so many times this offseason. Glenn is in here. They're doing it the right way. They're not going to make a lot of noise. No Rodgers. Dude, Douglas did the same thing when he was here. It was under the radar. It was the right way. These long rebuilds, they're not what they appear. You want to win games. That's how you rebuild the culture and the team. You win games. So, he's got to own it. They intentionally made the roster worse. They really did. And they have to own it for that.
You're right. Yeah, 100%.
How else can you say it? They intentionally made the roster worse. When you look at the quarterback, when you look at so many positions.
Where they thought, our way of coaching it up is going to be better. And watch this. And it's like, you're not a better coach team.
And there's an avenue where it can work, but you just have to be buttoned up. And they're just nowhere near that.
No, they are a poorly coached team, but the head coach says they're not the same old Jets. So obviously, we must believe them, baby. No wins for life. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. Let's get to some calls here. The show will not be as long as usual because we did 3 hours last night, 3 hours this morning, and the Yankees are playing in 1 hour from now. So let the stress continue. First up today is a man who hails all the way from Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say hello to Bobby Midnight.
Well, I'm getting really freaking pissed. I thought I saw Gary's pretty wife. I need to get some sleep. I'm Bobby. Hello, Robby. Hello.
What's up, Bobby? How's life, huh?
Good. I'm still looking for a job. I'm looking every day on Indeed, so I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And Jake, can I shout out your dad? Hi, Steve. How you doing? Nice to see you in the chat.
Is he in the chat right now?
Yeah, he was in the chat before. Remember?
He's trying to chat.
No. I pulled up a picture of his tweet from 2009. I don't know if he's actually watching the show.
The chat, though. He is in the chat.
Is he? Okay.
Yo
Yeah,
Holmes. Yo Holmes drops a one comment each show. Sabo finally got one thing right.
So,
that's
Robbie,
great.
are you going to be at the October 19th game with us or no?
Is that a home game, Carolina?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
Carolina
yeah.
game.
I'll be there, and I'll swing by wherever you guys are tailgating.
Yeah, we get to meet you in person. You get to meet me and my brother in person.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, Mikey's going to. Nice. All right.
Yes.
I'll be there. Hey, I was there. I saw the Asmaniacs in Tampa. I don't
Oh,
know.
I didn't go there. I wanted
Yeah.
to go, but I rather had it at the end, near the end of the season.
Yeah. Well,
Carolina,
Carolina it is.
How you like those stupid referees? They sucked, right? Bad.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Pathetic. And my Allen didn't look good. I wanted him to get a touchdown. He almost got a touchdown.
You should donate your knee.
Donate my knee?
Yeah, Brandon Allen hurt his knee.
I'm old fart. He doesn't want my knee.
Or
He needs a knee,
Tyree.
though.
Tyree use it a little.
Jake,
more,
I got my
think.
big check. That's why I did the 5 memberships.
Yeah, you're spending big money, Bobby. Look at you.
Yeah, well, I did it for you, and I'm going to probably do it for Nick, too.
I love it. Well, hopefully you
Yeah,
win a
well,
raffle prize.
I might go. Who are you doing? Wilson again?
Who? What is that?
You're raffling off the Wilson jersey? Again?
Yes, a Garrett Wilson jersey.
Okay, and the Yankees are going to win tonight.
I hope you're right.
Bobby, you're a Yankees fan?
Yes, of course. Who are you? The Mets?
No, well, I grew up a diehard Yankees fan. The Bernie Jeter teams,
Yeah.
Pettit.
Oh, I grew up way before you. Way before you.
I thought we were contemporaries, Bobby. What?
No,
that,
I know.
That blows my mind.
I'm 10 years older than you. I'm 57. How old are you?
Well, 42, Bobby. 42.
Yeah, I'm all for. Yeah, but we still got gray hair together. See, gray hair. Yeah, very gray hair. We do. I had it since I was 16. So, Robbie, I've been talking to you in a long time. So I'm back, baby. I'm back. Fall is here. I'm back for 2 shows on Dick's show every day. And then October, I will rock October this next month.
Love it. Love it.
Right, Jake?
Yes, Bob. Yes.
All right. Thank you for having me on second show. Bye, guys.
Say it, Bob.
Later,
J-O-B. Job.
J-O-B. I'm looking every day on Indeed. I love that. J-O-B. Job.
I didn't ask for a whole diatribe there, Bob. I wanted you to simply give us the job chant. Anyway.
How long has it been for the job search?
I don't know what's longer, Bobby's job search or the Jets playoff drought. I got to do some math.
When was the last Olympics?
Let's see. Troy wants to know, do we get better if we trade the Williams brothers and Brees and possibly picking up several? I would not trade Quinnen. Quincy's a free agent. It would depend if he's healthy. I don't think you're going to get a lot for him, though.
No.
I don't know. I don't think you get a lot for Brees either. I mean, maybe if I could get anything greater than a third, I would do it. I don't think they will. Especially now with Braylon Allen now. I think Glenn's going to try and win games here. If you trade Brees, you might have total quit in that locker room. I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade those guys. I
don't either. It's tough to get fair market value, especially Quincy. I don't know what you can get for him, but Quincy's such a strange player. I don't know. Again, the Sherwood Quincy thing, that was one of my deals this spring. I just don't see how they work together. So I'd be shocked if Quincy's back, to be honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls coming up. We head to the barbershop where Carlos is standing by. Hello, Los.
Hello, fellas. Hello.
What's up?
Oh, we got a fellow redhead in the chair. Hell yeah.
Finishing the day off. I said it last week. I said we're gonna find out a lot about this Jets team come Monday night.
Yes.
We found out all right.
Yeah, and I think that we found out
we're the freaking New York Jets, so we're shit.
That's what we found out.
Yeah, we're pretty trash at the moment. I just don't even know what to say as far as anything positive that I was watching. It was horrific for sure. And I will say this though, Robbie, I do disagree a little bit with you on the game plan for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, who's looking at the Jets and saying, "Oh, let's plan to just run the ball when we can't stop not the run or the pass, I think they're going to be throwing it all over us. Play action with Dak, they're probably going to be destroying us with that and mixing in some of the run. But honestly,
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of that secondary right now. We can't even get a pick.
Yeah.
Can't yesterday, I seen the ball got stripped out, and they couldn't even fall on the fumble.
I was sort of thinking aloud while talking. My only point is looking at Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer, it's ingrained in him to want to run the ball and establish the run, as opposed to McDaniel or Reed, who will pass it 10 times in a row if the defense allows them. You know what I mean? Schottenheimer will jam the run no matter what. So maybe that helps the Jets in terms of trying to predict run versus pass. That's all I'm saying.
Now, Robbie, your thoughts on the fact that the Jets seemingly can't fall on a fumble and some of the rationale and disgust that has caused one of our beloved members of the fan base.
We literally can't even fall on a fumble. I mean, my wife accidentally falls on my dick one time a week, and we can't fall on a fumble?
Holy shit already. Will you stop it with the bad language?
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Your thoughts, Robbie?
Al Bundy never said that to Peggy. I remember that.
Hey, I do say this though. Let me ask y'all this. We get a lot of GDs from time to time during the show. Let's try to change the strategy up. How about less no GDs, and then maybe the Lord will be on our side and we actually win the game Sunday.
I must admit, I do usually stay away from the GDs. I do a good job, although I'm not a.
I've tried everything; it doesn't work, Carlos. But I like the idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad path for sure.
All right, fellas, well y'all be good, man.
All right, man. Hey, finish up strong at the barbershop today. That cut you're working on there looks tremendous.
Yeah.
We're gonna have this nice fade, crispy fade with that beard nice and sharp with the straight edge razor.
Carlos, do you charge redheads more than regular people or no?
No, actually, no, because they actually make the haircut look even better.
That's right.
You know,
I thought it would be way.
So Jake, if you're
ever the other way around, to be honest.
Jake, if you're ever in Florida, you got to come get a haircut on me.
Where in Florida are you again, Carlos?
I'm here next to Gainesville, Jacksonville area.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If I'm ever, because I would love to go to Gainesville for a game. It's like an unbelievable college football place. If I'm ever there for a game, I will do the show live from the barbershop, and you give me a haircut as we're doing it.
That'd be an honor. One more thing before I go. We need to get a poll started on who's got the better hair, Robbie or Bobby.
Ooh.
Barbarossa. Barbarossa's a redhead. I could see that.
Redheads are great people, man. They really are.
I got questions.
Hot Boy says, I'm going to become a member. Hot Boy X, you're a member. Welcome aboard. Banks says, coaches have to put guys in position on defense. Missed tackles and DBs are in position for panic when the ball go up because they don't get their head around. Coaches can't get on turf.
Yeah. There's no disruption either. The quarterback, they do exactly what they want to do. There's no moving them, off their spot. There's no getting the lanes. They're just way too comfortable. And you can't play defense today like that. I don't care if you have Revis out there. It is going to be very difficult for even Revis to cover guys. I'm not saying he still won't be a superstar player. He would be, but you get the point. You got to make the quarterback uncomfortable, and they're just not doing it.
Mary says, next chat, you're here because you actually want to talk Jets this year. 2, you're here solely because you feel bad for Jake. Hey, however you're watching, it's appreciated, man. Especially now at 0-4. Good God. You got time for one more, Mr. Sabo?
Oh, yeah. What do I got to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with a man who is back to wearing an item over his head that, unfortunately, I think we all seemingly understand. It's time to say hello to Purple Belt Mike.
Quinnen gets the sack. Oh, Baker goes down.
This sucks, man. I was crashing out this morning on DNR. We can't do anything right. It sucks. It sucks. I'm gonna be wearing this at the Panther game. I don't understand how we can have these players, and everything that Glenn has said has gotten worse. We're less disciplined. There's more people open. Everything that he said was going to change actually got worse. Our players got worse. I can't believe I'm saying I missed the 2023 Jets, the team that I crashed out at because Aaron got hurt. I would die for right now because it's light years better than what we have. Our defense is shit. Shit. And this is what we got. This is what we got. I don't understand it. Make it make sense. How is it even possible?
You know, so for those who were bad students growing up, do you remember what was the motivation that would make you better students? Were you better students when teachers would yell at you and your parents would scream at you and say, you got to do your homework, you got to pass this test? Did it make you better or did it make it worse? Would you feel the pressure?
What made me better is my dad threatening to beat the shit out of me if I did anything wrong.
Oh, dear.
If he got a letter or something from school and he was gonna break my fingers, happened one time, no, I'm good. That he struck the fear of God in me, and that made me change ways. I don't know what that has to do with anything here. You're talking about coaching? I don't know.
Yeah, my point is, dude, if you preach the same message over and over and over and over again, you think about it to a fault, and you just can't play sports that way. You got to play freely. Like, you could see it in these guys' faces yesterday. They were pressing the entire time.
Well, they're always over pursuing also. It's like they've never seen a play action. I forgot who said that. Maybe Jake.
They're all trying too hard. They're all
insane.
trying to be the hero instead of just doing their one job, 1 of 11. That's basically it.
And Sauce has got to make a play. How does Darren Waller, who hasn't played football in 2 years, catch a touchdown? How is that possible? Or 2 touchdowns, actually. How is
He's
that
a rap
possible?
god, man.
It's unbelievable.
Where did Jake go? Carlos cutting his hair.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just enjoying watching that bag over Mike's head.
Why am I a Jets fan? This team blows. Our head coach is lost. These Jets don't deserve their fans. We always expect to lose. Will we ever be a winner? Figure this out, Woody. This team is shit.
I see RB comment. Robbie, maybe they just have low football IQs. Yes, a lot of them do.
What does it tell you, boys?
Can you breathe under there, Beast?
In the words of the great Darth Vader, I can't catch my breath.
If you're Darth Vader, who's the Emperor?
Shit yesterday. Very bad shit. I expected better than to take this crap. Take this crap off. Ugh. We shit the bed. We couldn't do running plays correctly. We were whoops, 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 whoops. What the hell was I watching? Pinball? Or was I watching? Oh.
Hey,
That
Jeff
was so
C.
horrible.
Jeff C says put the bag back on, Beast.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Dangerous enough to do. That's not smart. Let's see. Let's try that again. Missing tackles. Whoops. 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 I am not a meatball. Oh my God. That is horrible. Wow. Shame. Shame.
Always a good appearance with you, Mr. Sabo. Appreciate you.
I did see the Beast email to you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Was that the Beningo show? I think it was the Beningo show.
Yeah, I showed it on the post game too last night, but yep.
Yeah, that's timeless. That should be in a time capsule somewhere.
You just see the emails I get from Beastman. I refer to it as Beast Mail.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Somehow we'll continue to talk about this team and make it as interesting as possible. But I am at a loss for words trying to somehow figure out how it got this bad this quick.
It's like, as I was talking about with Glenn, there are contradictions, but there are contradictions in the way Glenn has his actions, and I'm just unsure and there are similarities between him and Salah, yet there are big differences still too. So we'll see. We'll see. We need more games. We really need more games.
It's exactly what we need. We need more football games. Yes.
We just need more games. Let's hold out some hope. It takes a long time, but for now, they got to own it. They really do. They got to own what they did talent wise, and it can't be this sloppy. It just can't be.
I mean, they own their decisions. They thought they knew what they were doing. They do not right now.
They do not, and you can't say you do. I mean, you could say it, but no one's going to believe you. So you may as well not say it.
Mr. Sabo, is there anything you need to let the audience know about Jets X Factor?
Nah, just visit the site, jetsxfactor.com, and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn some football.
Oh, could we congratulate Dom C on being the latest
Yes.
hire of JetX? That's a big time move by you guys. We love Dom.
Yeah, Dom. Let me see. What's the title? He has his first feature out today, about 4 hours ago. You'll see it on the homepage.
Oh, I read it already. A scouting breakdown of Fernando Mendoza, baby.
Yes,
QB1 for the Jets next year. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Check it out. Check it out. So good stuff.
Sabo, all the love.
All right, Jake. Hang in there.
Gentlemen, I'm doing my best. Robby Sabo with us. Let's get back to your calls here, and then we'll end the show, do the raffle, and root on the Yankees against the Red Sox. Hot Boy with a super chat says, how do I enter the raffle? $10 super chat or higher gets you in for 2. $20 super chat gives you 5. $50 super chat gives you 10 raffle tickets. 100 gives you 20. You also can gift a membership. You became a channel member, Hot Boy. So if you now go over to the super chat button, instead of hitting send super chat, you hit send gifted membership. You can enter that way as well. Big Country just entered for 2. He says, go into the game Sunday, and to tell you the truth, I'm not looking forward to the game, but I will enjoy the tailgate with friends and family, but I hope to be there for Aaron's first win. Look, enjoy the game, man. At least the tailgate, and hopefully it's good weather. I think it is going to be good weather, according to Beningo this morning, who also said he'll be there. Look, I had that same feeling last year for the Texans game. I didn't want to go. If it wasn't the Asmaniac meetup game, I wouldn't. It was the day after the Yankees lost in the World Series. Like, I was not feeling it. And it ended up being an amazing night. One of the few in the Aaron Rodgers era. They won. They came from behind. Weather was perfect. It was Halloween. So you never know, man. Still the NFL. Crazy things happen. Connor Long says, Jet X on top. Hey. No doubt. No doubt. All right. Let's get back to your calls. We got Jiggy next on the show today. Hello, Jiggy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm hanging in. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Could be better if we had a win yesterday.
It's not meant to be, seemingly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I may get a little pushback from this, but I honestly don't think like it's really the coaches. Like, if you think about it, the Jets have been the most penalized team the last 2 years. Like, we haven't really been moving the ball that much the last 2 years. And it's going to take more than 4 or 5 games and, one training camp to really get this team moving in the right direction. Like, out of the 4 games that we lost, only one of them was really like we got outplayed. The rest of them were mistakes that the Jets made on their own that they have been making the last 2 years with the last coaches. Like me.
You've been trying to change with new coaches after the head coach is preaching all these things that are going to be different.
I mean, he has to preach those things. If he's preaching otherwise, us as fans and as the owner, that's not who you would want. I mean,
yeah, but he's brash about it. He's saying we're not the same old Jets. In what world are they not right now?
Listen here, he can't go out there and play. You see what I'm saying? Like, missed tackles is not.
Honestly, he should. He probably should. He would be an upgrade over some of the performances we've seen in that secondary so far.
Honestly, but like missed tackles are not on him. Overplaying your run gap as a linebacker is not on him. Getting bullied as a DN is not on him. Those are things that are on the players. Now, some of it is a personnel thing that they made those choices on, which they got to live with, like Stevens and Cisco. But as far as the rest of it, like, I honestly think, me being a former player, playing in college, like, when you get a new coach and you get new systems, like the defense, it looks crazy right now because like you were in a defense for the last 4 years. So some of that is just second nature when checks are made or motions are happening. You're your responsibilities. Now it's a new system. You might be second guessing those responsibilities and now trying to do too much, trying to overcome you not knowing what you're supposed to do mentally. Like, so once I feel like they settle into the playbook, settle into their roles, and then we get the defense back healthy, it will look a little bit better. Like, I think it's getting too much push on the coaching right now when it's like these players only have been in the system and with these coaches for X amount of months now, when most of them have been in the system for 4 years that they were comfortable with.
I
And
think you're
also
giving
make
too much of a pass to the coaching staff, man. The players on this defense that have regressed, like that's a bad sign for the coaching. Michael Carter, Jamie and Sherwood, they paid Stevens. He's been bad. They're choosing to not play AZ Thomas, so they use a 3rd round pick on. They're continuing to play Clemens. Like, they inherited Clemens and could have got rid of him. They chose to keep him, and then they had no depth behind him. Like, I don't think they're putting these guys in the best positions to have success. And I think when you commit that many penalties, Jiggy, like I think it's a coaching problem. I do. I think that's a sign of a team that's not focused, not disciplined. Why is it that it takes until the 3rd quarter for them to start their offense late in the 3rd quarter? That's the 2nd game in a row they have 3 points, at the midway mark of the 3rd quarter. Like, that's coaching, man. Fumbling the ball, and also it's also coaching when you put Isaiah Williams back out there for the 3rd quarter for the kickoff. He fumbles, and then you let him go out there to the fair catch a punt at the 2. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. He should be cut. Catching the ball, you have to know where you're at. Like,
This is historic how bad it's been, dude. They're the 5th team in the past 90 years to be 0-4 with no takeaways. The other stat that is damning that I saw that I said on the first show is they had 9 offensive penalties, tied for their 2nd most in the game over the past 25 years. Like, these are things that are just awful. Like, it's not just the players. You can't just blame, like, the players get some of the blame, sure, but I don't think we thought they were going to be 0-4. I wasn't expecting, a Super Bowl. I thought they'd be 1-3 at this point, but like, it's brutal, man.
I'm telling you, man, just watch. Give it a couple more games. You'll start seeing people settling into their roles, understanding. Like, right now, you're doing all out blitzes, right? Your DNs are supposed to have outside contain no matter what. You have Will McDonald doing inside moves when he's supposed to have outside contain. Like, that's a player thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's things that, like,
100%.
if you watch the defense, it's players going out of their responsibilities. Like, they've been in the Dolphins game, they were running play action and we're blitzing. The DNs are supposed to have outside contain. Why are you, diving so hard for the run?
Where
You
are
see
the
what I'm
wins
saying?
coming from, though, Jiggy? Like you said, give it a few more games. They're one of 3 teams in the league that doesn't have a win right now. Like, when are they going to get a damn win?
It's always a game out there that we get surprised by. I'm saying, like, once they get that first win, once they get that first turnover, things are going to start settling and we're going to start seeing the ball rolling. I'm not saying it's going to be anything like close to, maybe, talking about being into the playoffs or anything like that, but you'll start seeing the ball rolling and things that Glenn are saying starting to make sense. Like, it's not going to change in a month. It's not going to change, the first month of the season. Like, it takes time these are grown men that we're talking about. Like, you're not going to change the last 4 years of their life in a month and a half, even though they might get paid a great deal of amount of money. Like, they really have to buy in. They have to see it. They have to go through these things. You see what
Yeah, but
I'm
they have to
saying?
get wins to see it. Otherwise, it's hollow. If Aaron Glenn's saying, hey, you guys have been poorly coached, we're going to do it this way and it's going to work. And then you start 0-4. Like, Quentin Williams is like, I've heard this shit how many times? Even Sauce last night was like, I'm in my 4th year. When you first enter the league, you think it's going to turn around, and here we are. It's like, I've never been 0-4
But that is
before.
the reason why it's going to turn around. If you listen to Quentin, he's preaching the same thing that Quentin is preaching. He's saying he's feeling the same thing that he felt at Bama. He's saying that it's mental mistakes that the players are making themselves. If you're really listening to Quentin, who's one of the captains on the team, those are words that he is saying.
Yeah, but
So
why are the players
therefore,
making the mistakes? Like, Robby Sabo brought up a good point. Is Glenn creating an environment where they're too tight and they're pressing and it's causing them to like that's
the
also
same
on the
reason that they
coaching
were
too.
making the mistakes the last 2 years. It's not like they
Well,
weren't
but
the
we
most penalized.
right, but
You
we
see what I'm
know the
saying?
last 2 years is specifically last year that once they fired Salah, especially, we know that they were a bad coach team last year. My point to you is I don't see any signs that they are an improved coaching team so far. Like, they were definitely a bad coach team a year ago. No one would debate that. My thing is, I watched this game last night, and if I woke up from a coma and you told me that it was Gase coaching them, or if you told me it was Bowles coaching them, or if you told me it was Salah coaching them, I would say, yep, that checks out. That makes sense.
I see what you're saying. What I'm saying is it's not like it was just last year. It's been the last 2 years. For most of them, it's a habitual thing that needs to be broken over time. It's not my whole thing is it's not gonna happen in the first month. All of these games are we had 13 flags and 3 turnovers and still ended up you having a chance to win the game in the
Because
end.
the Dolphins stink. That's why it's so demoralizing to
But
lose.
it's been like that for we lost 2 other games by a total of what 4 to 5 points. Like things are changing. Like it is mental mistakes that grown men are making. So therefore, it's grown men having to check themselves to not make those mistakes on the Sundays or Mondays when it matters. Like you're in position. You're in position to not overrun the cut lane, but yet week by week it's happening. Like the play calling, if you know you're in man and they're running drag routes and doing play action, you know you need to not run into your linebacker. You know you need to pick a lane and run there. You have people missing their assignments and you in man coverage. Like it was multiple plays where people are in man coverage, but you see a DB just letting somebody run across the field thinking that somebody's gonna pick him up. Like that's blown coverages. That's mental mistakes on the defense. I don't think that it's coaching. You have to you're getting paid to know your responsibilities and to be entrusted in your responsibilities with their not making those plays.
Jiggy, fair call. I appreciate your perspective on this, and I hope to God you're right that we start seeing some results.
Hopefully, man. Go Jets. You know, I'm just a hopeless fan. That's all I can say.
I wouldn't count on it, but Jiggy, thank you. Thank you, Jiggy. The pain never stops, folks. Let's say hello to Bill, who's up next. Hello, Bill.
Hey, I'm glad I heard what Jiggy had to say.
I hope he's right. I don't think he is, but I appreciate his perspective.
Yeah, obviously this is an issue with both the players and the coaches getting this thing together. One of the things with respect to the pre-snap penalties, that has to be on the quarterback. He has to be the leader in the huddle and make sure that all the players are on the same page with him. And there are times when I listen to Fields during his press conferences, and unless it's my imagination, he does not come off as a very confident and outspoken person. He seems to be a very low-key person. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but I think for a quarterback, you have to definitely be a lot more outspoken and someone who's willing to take the lead of that huddle and say, this is what we're going to do. And none of these stupid pre-snap penalties. It's definitely frustrating for us to see all this continue to go on. And like with Jiggy, we hope that it does improve as the season goes on. I wish BG all the luck in the world for his tailgate Sunday, and I wish you all the best with your Carolina party at the stadium.
Thank you, Bill. Where you been, Bill? We haven't heard from you in a while. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Yeah, I've been around. I've been on Boyd Green's thing a couple of times these past couple of weeks. And, I see people, one person wearing a bag over their head, and I'm saying, listen, God bless me with no bags under my eyes, so there won't be any bags over my head either. Go Yankees. I'm a Mets fan, but go Yankees. Like
you can't root for the Yankees if you're a Met fan. You got to hate the
No,
Yankees.
that's not true. That
makes no sense. You cannot be a Met and a Yankee fan.
Bill, I'm a Mets
way.
fan, but I'm not a Yankees hater. And there are a lot of New York fans who are like that, who don't hate the other team. That's just a lot of nonsense. You
should despise the Yankees.
No, I despise the Dodgers. So when Reggie hit those home runs off the Dodgers, that was a beautiful sight. Many Mets and Yankee fans were happy to see that way back then.
Bill, you're insane, but it's good to hear from you.
Of course I am. Hey, I'm a New York fan. Hey, I'm wondering now after seeing these two teams, the Mets and the Jets. I'm like, gee, I wonder what the Rangers and Knicks are going to be doing this year. Even though I haven't gone in person to any of their games in the last 20 years.
Well, Bill, when we do the Asmaniac Knicks game outing, you better be there, baby.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas.
But that is an asinine take if you're a Yankee Met fan or Met Yankee fan. If you're a Met fan, hate the Yankees. Just like the people, I live for the Jets and the Giants. Stop it. Fraud. Hot Boy figured out how to get in the raffle. $20 entry here. 5 raffle tickets. Boom. He says, let's get this G5 jersey. Garrett's like the one. Garrett and Quinnen are the 2 guys on the team. And Jermaine. I'm hoping he plays this week. Sounds like he will. Those are the 3 guys I'd proudly wear their jerseys right now. And Nick Folk. God, is he awesome. Casually drilling 60-plus yarders last night. That kick would have been good from 65, that first one before the half. Dixon, I'm not going to read your comment. You could disagree with Jiggy, but you don't need to name call him. Jack writes in, the good news is that in 4 weeks, the Jets will be halfway done with their season. Can't wait because I can't take it. You're celebrating in 4 weeks we'll be halfway done? That makes me depressed. Can we sim to the end? How am I going to talk about this team every day the way this is going? Oh. Daz checks in. The Jets owe every Jet fan an apology after last night's debacle, which reminds me, Beast still owes me an apology. Get on your knees and apologize, fat boy. Now, remind me what he owes you an apology for, Daz. I don't remember. But I'm sure Beast would disagree. Beast, do you owe Daz an apology? Beast? Beast. We're on the air, buddy. Beast. Beast. I'm trying to do a show, dude. I got a Yankee baseball in less than 30 minutes. Let's go. Do you owe Daz an apology?
Yes.
Okay,
No, I ain't
apologize.
Sorry, no. I don't play with monkeys or clowns. I got better things to do.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas.
That went nowhere. All right, more calls. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say hello to...
He's home, his bill is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bill is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bill is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super chats. There's a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. That's a big fella.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hello, big fella.
I have a question, okay? I saw the PFF grades for the game, right? And Stevens and Adams are in the top 5 of best defensive players for that game. Now, I don't understand how the hell I watched the game.
Right.
I watched the game. I don't know how they get their numbers. Like, I have no idea how they get their numbers. I don't know how, that would correlate to what I saw.
I could tell you. You ready?
I don't. Yeah.
So last night they hired someone new to evaluate the tape. Beastbreaker graded out the film.
It was whoop.
Oh, man.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. What the hell was I watching? Pinball? Or was I watching Roller Champ from TNN?
Jesus Christ.
I just wanted to say to myself, what the hell?
No,
am I
but really,
watching?
I don't understand how they get their numbers.
Like I gas right now. Oh.
And I was actually talking with somebody online. I was talking with this guy, Justin Freed, and he's telling me, that Stevens played good last night. And I'm like, from what I saw, I really don't think so. And then I asked him about Adams, and he was like, oh, well, he got good on coverage. I said, well, everybody was fucking open. Everybody's open.
I don't know. I can't tell you how they specifically graded out these guys. It's obviously very subjective, and that's why you can put some stock in it. What I like to do with PFF grades is I will look at them and I will see if it matches up with what I saw as someone who watched every snap of the game. So I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And also, I was thinking last night after I talked to you late last night on the show. I couldn't get Sauce grabbing receivers out of my head. Like, why is he doing this? And then I went back and looked at some Revis tape. Okay, and Revis is the greatest corner to me that ever lived. Okay, but he was always in position. All right, he would run the route with the receiver that was with him. And Sauce is lazy. He's grabbing, and he's bigger than Revis. He's bigger, he's quicker, and I guess he just doesn't have the balls to play it as well as Revis. But I don't know what to do about that, because Sauce could be like a really, really good corner, but to me, he's just, when you get caught grabbing all the time, I got to hold here, I got to hold there. It's either you're not prepping enough, or you just don't, you're not strong enough. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You're right.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, Robby had some thoughts on that. Like, I think Sauce has not made enough plays. I mean, it comes down to like 4th and goal. Like, they're throwing to Darren Waller. You're in coverage. Like, I know Waller's a big dude, but like, Sauce, you're the highest paid corner in the league. Like, your defense needed to play there. A pass deflection, you get off the field, no harm, no foul after that Braylon Allen fumble, changes the whole game. Make a play.
Yeah. Is it that hard to really turn your head? Like, honestly, is it that hard to turn your head and get your hands up? I don't get it. I mean, and Glenn, I thought Glenn was going to work with him on that. I was really hoping that he was going to do that, and I've been disappointed with that. And like
nobody
I said
turns
last night,
their head. They don't have a turnover all year. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody's going for the ball. And what's crazy is Glenn was a ball hawk when he was a corner. So I don't get it. I don't know if they're not seeing it or what. Nobody's punching out fumbles. Nothing. I don't understand, but the whole thing with the PFF thing, I appreciate your input on that, because it's like, I saw it and I was like, I must be watching something different, because I saw dog shit last night, and it was like, I don't know. I mean, the whole team pretty much played like dog shit, but what are you gonna do?
It
But
never
anyway,
ends, big fella.
I just want to say, I will never root for the Mets. They can suck it. Go Yankees tonight. Beat Boston. They suck. Let's send them back to their chowder. And, let's get a World Series, man, because, God damn it, the Jets aren't going to give us a Super Bowl. So, let's go.
Do they ever force a damn turnover?
I might be playing that on loop when we talk about this defense. Joe B was in rare form today. It's unreal. More calls. Jetaholics next. What's up, Jetaholic?
Hey, Jake, I'm still here. Look, first, the only reason, I'm still going to call and I'm still going to be active, I was kind of letting the frustration get the best of me yesterday. I'm just so sick of it. Like, I know you guys all feel the same way, but, I'm still going to keep my membership. I'll still be active. It's just, I got a baby on the way in a week and a half, and I can't let the Jets consume so much of my time and destroy my mental health.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
I get it.
Yeah, so that's all. I'll still be here though, and I'll still be active. I just won't be quite as active. I gotta, kind of put my family first. But anyways, as far like Glenn saying we're not the same old Jets again. That's the performance that you put up on Monday Night Football. 13 penalties.
You could always beat the narrative of same old Jets, but it's not.
But I know this: they're not the same old Jets.
Everyone wants things now. It's the instant coffee age, but at the same time, we're grinding.
Here's what I do know. I know this is an instant coffee league. I know from the media to the fans, everybody expects this. When you just start, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl, but we've all played Legos before.
We'll watch the tape.
Watch the tape.
I know. It's just so unfortunate because this fan base, this community, you, like all your guests, like everything is great except the Jets.
It's amazing.
Like you can't make it up, and it's not that I was expecting this great season, but I thought we would actually put a respectable product on the field and not be an embarrassment. And
Yeah,
it's
be
not,
confident. Be a functioning
yeah,
NFL team, man.
and
Be 2-2.
it's not just the fact that we lose, it's the way we lose. Like typical Jets fashion, everything's been the same. Like last second losses, boneheaded penalties, and like I made a Facebook status yesterday about the Jets. I don't know why, but
You're such
and
a
I was
dad. You made a Facebook status? Wow.
I am a dad. I'm 30, so
Who
but I was
uses
like,
Facebook anymore?
I
Jeez.
know. I was trying to explain what it's like being a Jets fan, and someone was alluding to this either earlier or last night. Like when you're sitting there watching the game as a Jets fan, even when things are going well, in the back of your mind, you're just waiting for that F up, that boneheaded penalty, fumble, interception, because you're just bracing for it because you know it's gonna happen. Like they've just scarred us. And like honestly, and even if we had Rodgers this year, like yes, obviously he can read defenses a lot better, but I still think he wouldn't be good enough to mask all of our issues. Like we'd probably still be 1-3, maybe. You know what I
No,
mean?
but
Like,
it shows you that this team is still poorly coached because Rodgers
yeah,
gets put in on the Steelers, a team that talent-wise, the Jets, like they can match up with the Steelers. They outplayed the Steelers for most of the game.
exactly.
But what happened? Oh, Pittsburgh didn't make the killer mistakes, and the Jets did that day. The Gibson fumble, some of the penalties, not dropping the turnover opportunities, right? Like that. It just kind of just shows you that it wasn't just Rodgers, man. Like you gotta have the coaching, and this team does not have the coaching. They didn't have it last year either, but Glenn has not changed that so far. 4 games in,
Yeah, and I totally get that. Like Rodgers is still. I mean,
he's competent.
I do hate the Steelers, but he's competent. Like it wasn't all his fault. I never said that. I was fine that we moved on, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if it matters who we have because our coaching is just so incompetent compared to everybody else in the league. Like watching the Jets and watching other teams, it's like you're watching two totally different sports. Like I just don't get it, man.
Well said, Jetaholic. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. That's how it feels most of the time. It's brutal. All right, few calls left in the raffle. So last chance to get in. We are giving away this sick throwback Garrett Wilson jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Clifton time.
What's up, Jake? How are you?
Living the 0-4 dream, Kyle Clifton.
Fantastic. Well, I think that the most disheartening part about the coaching is that, whether he's coaching the whole team or not, Glenn comes from a defensive background, and he handpicked Wilkes to take over this personnel, thinking that they might be able to marry styles or whatever, and they can't stop a goddamn nosebleed. Like 4 games now, it's up and down the field every time we're on defense. That's one of the biggest problems on the team. The other being penalties, which we also promised that he was going to help us reduce and get to a manageable level, which he's not been able to do thus far. I do think that Engstrand so far has been a good hire. It feels like guys are open. It feels like if we can cut back on some of the mental mistakes, see the aforementioned penalties and like the fumbles that we had last night, that first fumble really changed the whole complexion of the game. Like if they could punch it in there, I think that there's a decent chance that the Jets win that game.
You know what the problem is, though, Kyle? I agree with you, but I think that speaks to the issues this team has. That killer mistake they can never get up and recover from.
No,
like
I'm with
that.
you.
Like the defense then allowed a 15-play drive starting at the Dolphin 4-yard line. Like you didn't need to let them go right down the field, hold them to a field goal even. And if it's only 6-0, fine, you could deal with that. But you immediately put yourself in this 10-0 hole again.
Yeah, I guess my point is like they could survive the defense. They might be able to survive the defense and the penalties, but they can't survive the defense, the penalties, turning the ball. Like it's one of these things that we've got to see a positive impact from Glenn in order to have hope as a fan base, and we're not seeing it. I don't know if I just had ESPN on in the background. They were talking about the 5 Red Sox and Yankee stars, and it was Ortiz, Pedro, Rivera, Jeter, and Babe Ruth. They were talking about like the rivalry stars. What a piece of garbage that Pedro was. Do you know that Don Zimmer was like almost 73 years old when he threw him down to the turf?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he never gets enough heat for that. He
No.
never does.
No, because it was the heat of battle or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's a machismo thing, but it's not cool. Not cool to do. And he charged at me, I think was the excuse at the time, right?
Yep. Ridiculous.
Yeah. But anyway, enjoy the game tonight. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Kyle, excellent call as always. I mean, the point Kyle made is something I've been trying to kind of reiterate, right? It's like Glenn needs to give us a reason to believe there's some hope. We don't have that right now. 4 games in, we don't. September 30th, and the Jets season's essentially over at 0-4. There's been one team that's ever made the playoffs that started 0-4. It was like the 92 Chargers. Not that I thought this was a playoff team, but we didn't think they were a playoff team in 2022, and they started 6-3, 7-4. Like, we had a fun year until it ended horribly, but like, I'll take that. Relevant football. The Jets were alive in January of that year. They played 2 games. They played New Year's Day, January of 2023, and lost to Seattle. That's when they were officially eliminated, but at least they made it that far. It's been so bad, man. Mickey writes in, this is a league of, I think he meant to write innovation, but he wrote invitation or invasion. Glenn came in with imitation. He thought we could be the Eagles and run the ball down people's throats and win, but we are not. Well, they did it last night, but the problem was they fumbled. They turned it over 3 times. The Jets ran the ball down the Dolphins' throats. They ran the ball down the Steelers' throats. Problem was self-inflicted wounds. Lost in the first game. Gibson's fumble. Not catching the easy interceptions that were there, especially the pick 6 from Stevens. They win that one. And last night, they fumbled 3 times. And they also fair caught a punt at the 2. Like, these are this is not Glenn thinking, oh, we're going to be the Eagles. We could copy them. That's not why they lost last night. They did run the Eagles game plan to a T. It worked. Tanner Engstrand designed a beautiful opening drive that should have ended with a Braylon Allen touchdown. That's what kills you, man. We've seen incompetent teams, and we're seeing it again. If they lose because they just don't have enough talent, I could accept that a lot easier than how they've lost 3 of these 4 games. Ralphie writes in, when your team depth is poop and your best players are not playing or playing like poop, you're not going to be good. Add a rookie head coach and OC, and the season's upon at least the first half. See, I don't think Engstrand's been that big of a problem, though. I don't. I think it's on Wilkes and the head coach way more. Throw Banjo in too, right? I mean, I don't know who's advising them to sign Isaiah Williams to be the kickoff returner. I don't think that's their issue, Ralphie. I do appreciate the super chat, though. Your guy Malachi Moore better start playing more. Ralphie's in our raffle for 2 with this one. All right, we got 2 calls left. We're cooked, and then Barbarossa will close us out before the raffle. What's up, We're cooked? I can't hear you. Your mic is on mute.
Hey, how's it going? My bad. I was working.
There you go.
But I was listening to the call, though. Yeah, man, we're so cooked. No, we're it's like my life has like completely changed. Like I don't even watch the I used to live in New York and now I live in Philadelphia because it's a little better for rent and stuff. But anyway, it's tough being a Jets fan. Like I see all these, like, this is like wearing a bag on my head right now. I don't even want to wear this. Fuck this. But like, it's bad, man. Like, I go outside and everyone's like, hey man, how's the game? Did you enjoy the game? And I'm like, I'm a Jets fan. They're like, oh, sorry about that. Like, I get apologies, or like I got a trade in fantasy football. I had a trade and they were like, I traded Daniel Jones and a 2nd round pick for Marvin Harrison. And everyone was like, why would you do that trade? And the guy's like, nah, I feel bad for him. He's a Jets fan. Yeah, like, I mean, it's crazy, man.
No, it's tough, man. I people like when Aaron Rodgers went down, I heard from people I haven't heard from in 10 years. It was like a family member died or whatever. Like, people know, like, it's like the if you're a Jet fan and people know you're a Jet fan, like, people like You're looked at like, you know, like you need to have support at all times because you don't know like what's going to happen if that person's not being watched.
They feel sorry. Yeah, they feel sorry for you. And I'm like, don't feel sorry for me. Like, so lately I've been really like a fan of like fantasy football. Like, just like I watch NFL Red Zone a lot now. Like, it's just been, and I don't want to do that. I just know like if I do that, I'm not going to be disappointed. But like I always tune into your show. I'm always a big fan of you. And like I just
who do you think's better with their shirt off? You or Beast, by the way?
I think I look a little better. I think Beast looks. I mean, Beast got some swag, you know. I like Beast. He's a good guy.
Now you're talking, kid.
Yeah, there you go.
How about we just put the words "we're deep fried"?
We're fried. We're fried turkey legs. We're everything you can imagine right now.
Gumbo, shrimp, fish fillet. Yeah. Jake would like fish fillet, wouldn't he? Would you like fish? What do you want?
I wanted to fillet the Dolphins last night, Beast.
Yeah, unfortunately, what happened? Over your head. Like oh my God. I couldn't watch that game. I could not bear to watch that after the fourth. I said, okay, that was enough of that. Enough TV for one night. Cut it. You know.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad when you make the Dolphins look good and they're about to have a fire sale. And I'm thinking like we're about to have a fire sale. Garrett Wilson looks pissed off. Sauce Gardner, he's overrated.
They're not going anywhere though. They got paid. You can't trade them. The guys to watch if we're gonna actually talk about potentially trading some of these guys are the free agents. Like if you're gonna trade Quincy because you're not gonna sign him or Brees because he's a free agent. But I don't think we're there yet. Let's see how they respond, man. They gotta win a couple of games here because if they're winless at the bye, what's the incentive to keep any of these guys? It doesn't make any sense.
100%. Right now, Aaron Glenn just looks like a massive fraud, but I'll give him a little bit of a leash. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fired by the end of the year.
if they are picking in the top 2 in the draft, like 3 wins or less, I think there's a chance he's one and done like Gerard Mayo was. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think we should have drafted Tyler Warren. I see Membu getting beat. Like
Membu's been good, man. That's the wrong hill to die on there. Membu's been fine. He's been really good.
Yeah, Membu's cool, but Tyler Warren has been killing it. And then you got like
he wasn't even the first tight end taken, by the way, Tyler Warren.
Yeah, Loveland. I didn't really like Loveland as much as a prospect, but I mean Tyler Warren's good, but I mean Mason Taylor's making improvements, but I really hope we draft like a Jordan Tyson next year. That like a good receiver to complement Garrett Wilson. I think that would be nice because we always draft a receiver in the second round, and it doesn't usually work for us. We should draft one in the first round.
Look, if they go receiver in round 1, I don't think anyone should be surprised. I mean, they desperately need another playmaker.
Yeah, I don't think we need another quarterback. I mean, if we get a quarterback, let's get one 27. I think the 26 class, it has some quarterbacks, but I don't want to go through that again. I mean, Mendoza, I saw him.
Eventually they're going to go through it though, man. And that's why you want to find out, can Aaron Glenn coach at all? So you're putting this quarterback in a position to succeed, unlike Sam Darnold, who then will go somewhere else and succeed, or Geno Smith years. Like that's the thing, man. Like that's why I think it's important for them to win games, because you want to find out, do you have the right infrastructure for a young quarterback?
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I'm happy. I hope you guys pick up Woody Marks. I drafted him in a bunch of leagues and he's going off. If you guys,
the Texans back.
Oh man, he's so good. I mean, he played really good the other day.
Hold on, my beast senses are tingling.
You could kiss my big ass. Woo!
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
There you go. Now that, my friends. Hey. Just like I said, shave chest hair. Now that gets a woman's attention, my friends. But we're gonna do something real different. What do you see this team? You want to see a fire sale?
Sure.
I want to see a fire sale. Some of these guys have to get fired on the spot. Clemens, one word, fired.
Fired. Scouting department, fired. Analytics department, fired.
Fired. Offense department, fired.
Get him out of here.
I'm not gonna waste my time on other shit that doesn't make any sense.
Man, that call took quite the twist, huh? All right, one last call and then the raffle. Last chance to get in. Yankees are coming up, so we're ending the show shortly. Barbarossa, close us out, baby.
All right. Cheers, as maniacs. Cheers, Jake. So a couple of things. So I think the whole just the if you take a step back, I disagree with what Jiggy was saying about the coaching. I think right now the sample size is small, but the coaching is a big problem. They're folding after the first mistake is a sign of like bad coaching, immaturity, and a lack of discipline. That's partially on the coaching. Like it's just it's what it is. You take a step back and it is the coaching. Like as a coach myself, like I know it's not football, but like if I have a wrestler out there and they're a beginner and like they lose a match because they're not great at shooting, okay. But if I throw a wrestler out there in the fourth match that can't attack the legs, can't set up their shots, can't sprawl, and doesn't know what to do in the last 30 seconds, that's on me. That's a coaching move. One mistake on the players, whatever. Missing a tackle, okay. But it's all these mistakes together. And that is why I think the biggest thing is on the coaching. It's all these mistakes together. I think with Sauce, I hate to say it, man, but I think he's in the category if he got the bag and he doesn't care as much anymore. I think I just think that's just kind of how I feel. I don't know, just with the way he portrays himself on social media, I feel like he cares a little bit less. I could be wrong, but he did get
I don't know
paid.
if that's fair yet. I mean, he was great in the first game of the year, and like he has not been what we need him to be. There's an opportunity, like last night is the perfect example, right? Make a play on Waller there. That's what you're paid to do. Like you cannot that just can't happen. Like he's got to make a play there. It's 4th and goal. You could make that one play, get the ball back to your offense, and make up for the fact that Braylon Allen's fumble cost you 7 points. That's the stuff we're talking about. I think it's too quick to say he doesn't care or anything, but like his plays declined from what it was his first 2 years, where he was the best cover corner in the league. He was a first-team All-Pro. He has not been that guy consistently since the end of his second year.
Yeah, I just don't think his head is fully in it. But he's a professional, and we, like you said, you are right. I am definitely jumping the gun a little bit, but that's kind of what I see. The next thing is, I don't even think about the Mets. I don't hate the Mets. I mean, my dad and my grandfather and my uncle are Met fans. My mom was a Met fan, and then she said me being a Yankee fan made her a Yankee fan. But dude, I don't think about the Mets at all. You see that Mad Men thing, like where the one guy's like, "I hate you," and then John Hamm's like, "I don't think about you." Like that's how I feel about the Mets. I don't think about them at all. They're not a threat. They've never been good enough.
That's how
to
I
compete
thought
with the
about
Yankees.
it. So I agree with that, right? That's how I've always kind of viewed the Mets as like they're not like they don't play in the like I hate the Red Sox, I hate the American League East teams, or I hate the Astros. I don't like the Mets or the Mets, as Derek Jeter said in the the documentary that came out like 2 years ago. But once they got Soto and their fans, not everyone, not all Met fans, but a lot of Met fans, were just running their mouth. We're not big. We're Big Brother now. Broke ass Yankees, to quote Gary and his bullshit, or Nate (parentheses Nate) trying to troll, right? Like
Gary likes
now
the
it's
worst teams.
Like
the worst teams.
Yeah, no, he really does. My God. But anyway, like then it became like, all right, well, if you want to make this a rivalry now, like, yeah, Yankee fans are going to have fun and troll you when you miss the playoffs after you gave Juan Soto the highest contract in the history of professional sports. So like, yeah, it's like now it's a bit of a rivalry because of that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I just had not gotten any of that. Like my dad doesn't really watch sports, and my friends that are Met fans know enough to keep their mouths shut. But last thing I wanted to say is just go Yankees, man. They are the one thing I'll say about them is they got hot at the right time. They're playing well now, and if Aaron Judge really wants to solidify this MVP season, he needs to hit the goddamn baseball. Like he's got to stay focused. He has to hit the baseball. He just has to. He has to do well. However well he does, I think our team success kind of hinges on him. So go Judge, go Yankees, go Jets.
Barbarossa, appreciate you, my man. Look, I'll say this. I mean, it's a regular season award, but like for Aaron Judge to get to the next level, and like, because he's already one of the best players to ever live. Like look at his numbers. No, like he's about to win his 3rd MVP. Like he's having like the last 4 years, you could put up his numbers with any right-handed hitter ever. Like they have the numbers. You could look at it. Like it's unreal what he's done. He's got to hit in the playoffs. He's had moments, but he's not had that, Giancarlo Stanton playoff run or 2009 Alex Rodriguez. That's the next step. And we'll see. And it's tough in the playoffs because, this Yankees are playing a good Red Sox team. Crochet's a really good pitcher who they're about to face. And you know what? You lose today, all of a sudden you're facing elimination tomorrow. Like it's a best of 3 series. Happen quick. And if the Yankees don't advance, they put themselves in the spot by not winning the division because they only have themselves to blame for that. Even though they enter the playoffs on an 8-game winning streak and Judge is red hot right now, so you're feeling it about as good as you can feel. You got Fried on the mound. Like, let's see it. All right, I'm doing this raffle here. I'm counting the names as we speak because I'm going to go watch the Yankees. But first, a super chat here. Y2K Bean says, I've been telling you for years, chemistry is everything. We can get rid of Rodgers, reset the chemistry, and expect different results. We can get rid of Rodgers, reset. So if you're saying you can expect different results, then they're not getting any results right now. They're 0-4. They looked horrifically coached with a brand new staff. So I'm not quite sure what your take is here. Ryad says, man, I was in the worst mood all day because of this team, and I just turned into 2 shirtless dudes. Life is great. Go Jets. Ryad, you're the man. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, anyone just joining in the middle of that call between We're Cooked and Beast. God. Nick Shine says, get Beast back on. Everyone shirts off. Hey, now. Hey, now. My God. The Asmaniac Raffle is about to get underway. But first, let's listen in to Aaron Glenn Sala.
Could always beat the narrative of same old Jets, but it's not.
But I know this, they're not the same old Jets.
Everyone wants things now. It's the instant coffee age. But at the same time, we're grinding.
Here's what I do know. I know this is an instant coffee league. I know from the media to the fans, everybody expects this, when you just start, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl. But we've all played Legos before.
We'll watch the tape.
You gotta watch the tape.
You gotta watch the tape, folks. Gotta watch the tape. We'll do that with Joe Blewett tomorrow. God help us.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Here we go, folks. Someone's going to win a Garrett Wilson jersey. If you win, you have to email me, asmanjake@gmail.com. Your name, your jersey size, and obviously your address. If you don't win, you automatically are entered in our weekly raffle, which will be next Tuesday, as it was this morning. And our top prize for that is a Joe Namath helmet, signed by the man himself. All right, here we go. One spin to rule it all. The winner is Ralphie Rocks. Are you kidding me? All Ralphie does is win raffles these days. Congrats to Ralphie. He's the winner. Give him a Jet Champ, people. Let's go, Ralphie. Congrats to Ralphie. I got to run Yankee baseball in a few minutes. We're back tomorrow. Usual show, 10 a.m., Nick Shine. 4 p.m., Joe Blewett. Be ready to roll, baby. The pain never stops, but we'll be here every day to try and deal with it. On that note, go Yanks. Hang in there, Jet fans. Hang in there.
We literally can't even fall on a fumble. I mean, my wife accidentally falls on my dick 1 time a week, and we can't fall on a fumble?
Holy shit already. Will you stop it with the bad language?
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Did they ever force a damn turnover?
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.